Azeez Danial and Liyana Hanif, welcome to IZZY Does It.
Hi.
Hey, title sequence.
Yes. Right on cue. Okay, so guys, first of all, thank you so much for spending the day with us here today at the studio. I really appreciate that you guys agreed to come on the show for the both of you. So like for context, both of them I consider as my friends. Initially it was like industry friends, but now like, you know, both of you have legit crossed that, you know, mark, and then like I'm so happy to call you guys my friends.
Aww. Likewise, Izzy.
Yeah, so macam just to give context to, so Dan is what people call you usually, is a filmmaker, and you are, how do we call you? Are you like, because I feel like you've evolved from being a graphic designer to like a creative director now.
Yeah.
So creative director.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Damn.
Nah. Still a designer at heart.
But still, like, wow, that's like a really like a feat that you've accomplished there. Like, especially me personally, because I followed you on your journey since like from the moment I heard about you and knew about you, like you as well, Daniel.
Oh.
Like, I feel like this is a really good combo because so Daniel have been on Nazri Presents podcast. You have been on Fasting Bros podcast. So like to have the both of you here is like, oh, wow. I'm just doing a lot. I'm doing too much. So I'm happy. I'll link down the 2 episodes on the description box so you guys can watch those episodes too. I feel like because you spoke to Fasting Bro about AI, which is what I want to talk about. You talked to Nazri about filmmaking. I want to touch on that as well. But let's just get to know you both first from in your own words. Okay, we can start with Daniel.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, just no pressure. Like, I'm pretty sure you've done this 5 million times.
And I failed like 4 million.
Just go to your template introduction of Daniel.
Okay, all right.
Okay, just a warning. I will be laughing a lot in this episode because this guy is such a personality.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Don't forget that.
Okay, but go.
What was the question? What was it?
Introduce yourself. Like,
hi.
just briefly.
Yeah, hi, my name is Daniel. I do like I write, direct, and edit. That's all actually. No,
So humble.
yeah.
We both know.
This is my template, and it just always ends in silence afterwards. Like, oh, that's it.
Okay, great. Because that'll give me more opportunities to ask you more after this. All right. Thank you for that really cute intro.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Liyana.
What was the question?
Sama juga. Lucky bini. I mean, lucky bini to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a graphic designer. I have evolved, well, like a Pokemon, like into content creation more now that we're in that digital age of content creation space. So graphic designer, art director. Currently, I am the head of creative at Progressive. So I manage a team of designers and content producers. So it's been quite a fun journey of my career.
Yeah. I've always considered you also to be like a creative influencer. I don't know if that's like actually like a proper term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. People say that to me, but I feel so shy. Like, I've never been like needing the spotlight, but I think I just love what I do and I love sharing what I do. And like posting on social media was scary at first to kind of be open to what your work is about, what you're doing. So, but I did it because I treated my IG like a visual diary.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to keep track of what I was doing and just be proud of the work that I produce. So I think eventually people saw that there's something that I could do for them, and then it became more like content creation. But I do want to do more like educational kind of content on like AI and design. So that's what I love to do. Just love helping people like improve their skills, especially designers in Brunei.
Because I do like recently also you went to Vietnam, kan?
Yes.
So what was the whole purpose of that trip also?
That was a creative artificial intelligence in creative.
Okay.
So it was learning about how artificial intelligence is impacting our culture in Southeast Asia and how we can work with it and learn more about these technology and how we can kind of work alongside it instead of
Against it.
against it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we can talk more about that too. And if this is the first time you've heard of Dan and Liana, if you don't follow them on social media, just for context also, they are in a relationship and soon to be married.
I didn't know that.
A second proposal? Wait, this is all a sudden, Liana. Surprise.
God, not again.
Remove your mask.
How did you both first took notice of each other? We're gonna take a journey on this whole relationship timeline before we get into the serious stuff, just to break the ice first and let the audience get to know you both a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, technically, I'll start because I think I met her first. It was a very long time ago. I was in Kuching because I was like interested in being a chef. So I helped out like in the kitchen there to see if that's great for me. And I came back 3 months after, and my mom went to Wreck and Brew, which was like, I think it was just opened. So it took me a cafe. And when I opened the door, and then I saw like this specimen.
Oh wow! I was
Of
like
a
waiting for
human
your
being.
description. The specimen.
Like, whoa! I was like, what? Yeah, she's really pretty. Because I don't know if this is like creepy, but it was. So I don't like knowing like steal looks, like, you know, you always try to look over and see like is she really pretty? Like you just want to make sure. So my sister would like say, oh, take a photo of me, but try to focus on the girl behind me.
Really?
And then my sister would take a photo and she's like, no. It's like, oh yeah, you're right, she is pretty still. And then she would delete it loud because it was a bit too creepy. And then after that, somehow we keep bumping into each other as the years like progressed.
Yeah.
I didn't know who she was, what her name is.
So before, when you saw her at Wreck and Brew, you didn't know, like, she was like...
I didn't know who she was.
Were you already active on social
she was-
media back then?
Yes, but I don't think I was in any, like, I think I was just a normal,
So
no
you haven't
limelight.
actively
limelight.
posted.
Yeah, it was just like friends photos and stuff. But it was one of my best friends' cafe, Rack and Brew.
Yeah.
She just opened it, and it was after we graduated uni, so we were always hanging out there, but I never noticed him.
Yeah, I was just like a...
Do you guys remember the very first interaction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell that story.
All right.
It's actually quite funny. We first interacted when I was asked to join Filterworks, because you were working at Filterworks to do a short film. And this was just after Adam and I, my brother, we just won Film Blitz with the 48-hour competition.
Yeah.
So Filterworks was like, let's work together on our own 48-hour challenge. So we're like, okay, let's do that. And then that was probably the first time we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, in person,
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah, that was it.
And I was kind of nervous because I knew he was, like, a lot of people, all the crew and everyone in Filterworks, they're already experienced in film. I was not. I was just like, I did one short film, accidentally won it, and
Accidentally won it.
I feel like we were really lucky to have won that. But I think it was also my brother being very talented in script writing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a opportunity to do it again with Filterworks, and I was tasked to be the director to do this for the short film, and I had to pretty much think of a concept, a script, and I've never done anything like this before, so it was all new to me. So I wasn't very good at it, and I think throughout the whole 48 hours of the shoot, I thought he hated me because he was you were the
DOP. I was the DOP for the shoot.
Oh.
the director of photography, which the DOP and the director has to work closely together.
Yeah.
So we were trying to get along, but I feel like he just didn't like any of my ideas, or he just didn't think it was good enough. So I felt really like, okay, I think he hates me. I don't think we're gonna
Work
talk
well
anymore.
together.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna stay friends after this.
Yeah, I remember that time was it was the last day of shoot, and she wasn't around. And then that made me go, yeah, this girl, wow. And I asked Akil, I was like, where is she? Oh, she had to go. I think something about her friend's birthday. And I'm like, wow.
Oh my
I guess
God.
I have to do this. I just had to.
Wait, but what Liana was what she said like true? Like, did you feel like you didn't like took her seriously or like macam
Yeah.
question her credibility? Really?
Like, this is not for her.
No, I was just like, what? I thought, oh. I just thought like maybe we don't understand the language, the visual language wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah, like for me, I know reasons why it should be shot like that. Yeah, so I need to know that reason. And she's like, "Oh no, it just looks cool." I'm like, "Okay." So,
I had zero experience.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh man.
but we had
Yeah.
fun. I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I think.
Wait, what
we had
short film has did it eventually like get made? It did, right?
Yes, it
did.
did. Yeah.
The delivery. I think it's
Yeah,
called
it's
the
called
delivery.
The delivery.
Yeah,
I can't remember if I've
it's a
seen it.
pizza. It's about something.
I don't think you
pizza.
have. I
Okay.
tried to hide it from
It
people.
got
Wait.
got shown in I think the S Express, the one where all the Bruneian filmed, the ASEAN the countries.
Ah.
Yeah, so all the short films got listed lah. So hers and I was.
Okay.
So that was our first project together, and after that, I tried to avoid him as
Silence.
much as I could.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, he hates me. I have to stay away from him. And after bailing on the last day, I was like, yeah, for sure he's gonna hate me even more. So I'm just gonna.
Was there any reason why you didn't show up for the last?
It was one of my closest friends' birthday.
Oh.
So I promised to be there. So I was like, I have to go. I'm sorry. I hope you got this right.
She accept exactly that.
Oh my god! And then after that, what was the next? When or what was the next meeting? Were
The
you-
box, the first, the opening
Oh,
of the box is the
yeah.
second one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes, second
the opening of
box.
the box.
So we were Filterworks was invited, and I think a bunch of people were also invited. And then I think we met at the chat. No, what's that
Chill
called?
Chill.
Chill Chill.
Okay. Yeah, yang the little cute blue.
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah.
And I remember like Filterworks, and they were all there, and then she was there, so it wasn't as awkward.
Yeah.
And I just realized slowly one of them just going away, and it was just Liana and I.
I remember flirting with him
Oh,
then
yeah.
Oh,
already.
really?
Yeah.
So both of you were single at that time.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
We didn't know what
Yeah.
if we were single at the time.
Okay. Okay.
But I knew I was single, but I didn't know if he was single. But you know, I was
was,
trying
yeah.
to shoot my shot.
Wait, I wanna know this more. How did you flirt with him?
Do you remember?
Wait, did you even know she was flirting with you? Because I feel like you seem like
I'm
the
the type.
oblivious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hello,
Wait,
any girls like talking to me? I don't know if they're.
okay, then talk to me. How was Leon doing it?
I think you were always posting stories of your cat, Tyson.
Right.
And
Yes,
I was
remember now.
always saying, "Oh, your cat is so cute" on DMs, and then he wouldn't really lie on me as much. And then when I went in person, I was like, "Oh, your cat is adorable. Maybe we should take our cats for a play date."
Oh my god.
And
And he's like, "No."
my answer was, yeah, we should do that. Like you bring your cat, and then I'll bring my cat, and then we'll just let them hang out, and then we can leave. But like, not hang out together.
Dan,
Because I thought that's what she meant. Like just,
I tried, so I was like, "Okay,
didn't know
never
this.
mind."
I didn't know she used a cat as a metaphor for us.
yeah. But okay, so so between the both of you, it's clear that this is so funny. So the first time you laid eyes on her, like you were attracted to her, right? Like physically because you didn't know her back then.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is like after that, after a few meetings, you now is like showing interest
Yeah.
to him, but he's like mengantul wa, like he didn't know. Like suddenly, what did you think of her? Like, did you not feel like
I don't like. Because it's Liana,
Yeah.
you know, everyone
No.
was always queuing up. I feel.
oh wow, there's a queue.
Because how I know it's her was because I was at the gym, and then everyone was like talking about this girl, and then I was like, oh, who's this girl? And then turns out it was her, and I'm like, be dirty. Everyone likes her. I don't want to like her.
Oh, Liyana.
So that's why I was like, I don't like a lot of guys hunting on them. It's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Explain to me like your thought process, because when the last time before the box opening event at the you work with him and you thought like he didn't like you.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you were like trying to like get his attention apa.
Yeah.
Like how did that macam, what is it about Dan at that time you feel like you wanted to like try and see like flirt with him basically?
I feel like he was always been such a funny character, and that's always I'm always drawn to like humor.
Yeah.
And I thought we would always like, we would get along like if we're not doing work.
Okay.
So
yeah.
when we have our normal conversations, it was very like refreshing. So, but we didn't have a lot of opportunities for that. So that's why the box was like, oh, he's actually kind of funny. I kind of enjoy talking to him. Maybe I should, try say a few lines to flirt. What do people call it now? Riz.
Yeah, you riz me up.
Oh my god.
But then, but yeah, I eventually also didn't want to go too far into it because I knew how young he was.
Oh, okay.
So we're a bit of an age gap.
Do you want to share how old you both are?
I'm 30 and thriving.
27 this year.
Yeah. So 3 years difference.
Yeah. Well,
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, to me, 4 years is like still okay. It's
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah, but when you look at baby photos of when I was born,
Yeah. He wasn't even born yet when I was a baby. So
Oh my god. Okay,
Well,
when you put it that way.
I know.
because when we're like looking through like her old photos, I'm like, this is 1996. Yeah, I couldn't even go on Disneyland. It's just a baby.
Oh my god. So that was mainly one of the reasons like why you were like, okay, like I want to try, tapi macam let's not try.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
I just thought, maybe the age gap was too far. But I was very attracted to him, and I didn't know, I was very conflicted if the age gap would bother me or not. So
Oh, this is like I didn't know this part of the story. Yeah. And then lepas satu, but you were just minding your own business. You didn't even bother trying basically based on what you told me, because
I
you know
think,
people were like interested in Liyana.
Yeah, and after the box, I was like, oh, it was like really good chemistry there. Like she flirted a little bit. I pulled away and I flirted back technically because it was like a free drink. Like, hey, this one's on me.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
And she's like,
That was funny.
but I contemplated like whether or not I was ready for another relationship, because at that time I got off a recent relationship as
okay.
well, and I was in the car. I was like, should I ask her out? So I was like, maybe I shouldn't, because I just left a relationship. I should take my time and reflect on what I did poorly, because I think I need to make it better lah, each
Okay.
time.
So you had like a reflection moment lah, basically.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe now's not the right time. And then I just drove off. To looking back, look at each other.
This is Dan. He's a filmmaker, so we need to have that cinematic visual in our head. Driving away from the box.
Yeah,
Like,
With
Soon,
the music
when I'm
in the
ready.
background.
oh my god. Okay, after that, what happened? Was it a long period of time until the next time?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Months.
Few months,
Is
is it? I don't know. Or
Until
a
like
year.
one of you finally decided to ask whoever out.
So we met at an art gallery. That was
art
like,
gallery. Yeah.
yeah, I think that was like a year or a few months
Mm-hmm.
after that, the box
45
incident.
Yeah.
7, 45
Oh, yeah.
7. Yeah. That one.
So
So-
between that, it was just mostly when you guys met. It's again professional setting.
Yeah,
it was never.
We didn't really meet in between those.
Oh really?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
We just bumped into each other. Like he'll be walking, and then
Oh bye.
I'll be
Like, hi
driving.
bye.
Yep.
Chato.
Yep.
Yeah,
So then this art gallery happened.
yeah.
No
and
choice.
That's when
Couldn't escape.
it started. So I remember this day very clearly because I remember when I arrived, I could see him like in the audience because we were sat quite far, but it was the seating space was very creative. It had different aisles.
Yep. That was very fun. Yeah, that was good.
So I saw him like further back, and I was staring at him, but then looking at the art exhibition and him, and then
And here's what I did. Okay, so like I was there. Okay, I was there for someone else. I went to that art gallery for someone else, like trying to meet up with this other girl.
What the?
plot twist.
Wait.
That I knew had interest in me, and I tried to, So I was like trying to find someone to go with, and I had it's like, I asked Halim can join. I don't know if Azim was interested in it. But I asked Haji Hazik. I was like, yo, let's go. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So when Lena mentioned that, we met at the, we were queuing up for registration. I tried not to say hi to her, but Tintin came. Like, hey, Dan. I'm like, hey. And then Lena turned around. And I was like, oh, now I have to say hi to Lena. Hey. Yeah, I remember my reaction was like, oh, yeah, lagi all the time. Yeah. And then this moment when she told me this, when she's staring at me the whole time, I remember it because before the show started, I was just like sitting down, waiting for the show to happen, and I see Liana like staring, and then I did this like,
Oh my god.
I was like, what's she looking at?
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I tried to ask like Hazik, like, do you think Lena's staring at me? And
Wait,
Hazik's like,
Liana,
what?
your stare must have been really.
We were sat really
It was
far.
far away. I was like,
Like, I was surprised he even noticed that.
Yeah.
Turns out I should stop staring at people.
so I tried to get. I was like, do you think Lena's and then after that, the show started, and then that happened. Yeah,
Oh yeah, and then we talked.
there was a break.
Yeah,
there was a
we-
break in the art show.
We started to talk after the show, and we just had really good chemistry.
Yeah. So so I went to throw away something like trash,
Yeah.
and then I think you were
Yeah.
also there for it, and we met at the trash bin. And then we met small talk, and then I was ready to like leave to just like not get interested that
Yeah.
much, and then the show started. So we just stand still,
Oh.
and then from there we just make like small comments, just joking around on our own. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And I think Ian Chan, who made the music, was like, wow, this is like a good combination of what was happening. I'm like, oh, this is really cinematic if I were to.
But after that night, we didn't like proceed to go on a date
Okay.
or like take this anywhere.
Okay.
So after that evening, I went home and I was like thinking about him, and I was like, he was very sweet, very funny. Maybe we should go grab coffee or something.
Yeah.
So I DM'd him saying if he would like to go for coffee. And he was like, is this a work meeting?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, let's just hang out. And then he's like, oh, I'm being pranked, right? And then I was like, no,
Dan.
this is Liana. This is actually her. And then he's like, no, someone's using your phone to text me. So he didn't believe.
I swear, this guy.
Oh yeah, I was trying hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You're actually making her work. Like if I was the one DMing, I'm like, you know what? This is not happening. This is not working out.
You know.
yeah, I don't know. I was just like, there's no way, you know,
Yeah.
because you have that build up like this, someone like, who think is like really out of your league, and then having that someone be interested in you feels a very like wild thing.
Yeah.
So of course I had to double, triple check everything. I even had to say, you know what? I think I need your phone number, and then you need to call me, and then we call.
Yeah.
Like
Just to confirm my voice.
Oh.
So then he believed me.
Yeah.
Then he joined me for coffee. And that's when we started to hang out.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, Ileana's intention was very clear, like from her side. Like she really wanted to date you. But like from your side, did you figure how soon or how later did you figure it out that
Probably
it
that
was
evening.
That
yeah.
evening,
That date.
that date.
Oh, so you Taros.
Taros.
Okay.
So I had plans to, after the art gallery, I talked to my sister about it. I said I was here with a different girl, but I don't know. Diana was like there was something there. There was like a lot of chemistry, and it was really great lah. I was like, do you think I should ask her out? My sister's like, I don't know. Tasha was like, I don't know. So yeah, you're right, because on the same the day after that, I had a brouhaha show
Okay.
in front of like, it was at the JIS
Uh-huh.
theater, so it's like 700 people.
Oh.
So I don't want to get rejected before my show, so I decided to hold it off first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would throw my game on. But she called right before I went up, and then my confidence boost was so high. So after the show ended, say bye to everyone. We usually have dinner, and I just I rushed out just to see her
Oh.
instead. Yeah, that was it.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Wow.
Now we're getting married.
Oh,
That is how. Okay, wait. How long has it been?
It's 3 years.
years.
3.5
years.
years. Yeah.
Damn.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now I want to fast track to what was the conversation like? Because I'm always curious when couples decide to take their relationship to the next level, which is like starting to talk about marriage lah.
Yeah.
You know, and committing to one another for like the rest of your life, kan? So how was that? How did that conversation happen? And what was the thought process? Like who brought it up first between the both of you?
I think me.
Yeah, Lena like leaves little hints lah. Little hints like, when are we gonna get?
That's not a hint.
Was
When?
it direct?
Yeah, no. She just says when. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, when what?
When?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. I think I can't remember how we kept bringing it up, but I just thought it'd be nice to travel together. And like, I love being able to go home and be able to like watch movies with him at home, or
yeah.
just, cuddle up. But because of, not being able to live together and everything, I thought maybe this should be the next step, since I want to have that kind of relationship with him now, is to come home to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought maybe we should talk about it. Then we did eventually, and I think the first conversation was your mom, who said, "I think we can talk to your parents now."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What? Oh,
Yeah. I had already plans to propose to Liana, so I told my mom, the one that already happened.
Yeah.
That scenario, or I already pitched that to my mom, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, we can't do that yet. We haven't met her parents." It's like, I didn't want that, because it's like a dead giveaway that we're gonna get married. Yeah, and I really never gave Liana a straight answer if we are gonna get married.
Oh.
Because I had this planned out already, so make it look like I'm not going to.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Maybe next 2 years, but I already planned like, I'll do
yeah."
that.
I didn't expect it to happen. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I wasn't forcing him. I was like,
You just wanted to have that conversation.
yeah, but I wasn't like rushing to be like, okay, we need to do it by next year or something. So I just thought, I just let him know that it's something that I would love to do eventually with our relationship. And I didn't realize he was already considering it. Yeah.
You. Oh my gosh, I
Apparently
still
it's
remember.
Yeah, apparently.
Apa?
Apparently it's viral.
Yeah, no, because okay, so you know what? I actually knew what happened. I think a day before the video came out, because I was out with Adam.
Oh,
So Adam was like,
Adam.
for context, also, Liana's brother Adam is a good friend of mine. We've been friends for like I think 7 years, kali sudah. So I'm really close to Adam. So we were hanging out one night, and then Adam told me about the problem. I'm like, oh my god, that's so sweet. And then literally, I think the next day or 2 days after that, the video came out, and I was like, oh my god, I was like literally crying.
I was crying for days.
Then how long did you plan that out?
I think when you're in a relationship, I don't know. I always had this idea that I would propose to someone.
Yeah,
'cause
like
it's
but like
very-
that.
No. It's like it depends on who or how we met and all that. Because obviously I want to make it meaningful. So I always had scenarios like, okay, if I were to marry or propose to Liyana, how would I do it? You know, obviously it has to be like really awesome. Yeah, because there's a lot of ideas there that people do. Like, I don't know if the one you saw was like animating their love life.
Yeah.
And she was in the theater and she was watching
yeah,
it happen.
The
The
Sleeping
Pixar?
Beauty.
The
Yeah.
picture,
Yeah.
right?
So that one was like, yeah, that's a great way, you know, because I was trying to combine like what she does and then what I do together. So I had a long thought of it, but I've always known I wanted to be in an art gallery because that's how we knew like the same scenario. So I had the same song playing when we were at the art gallery, the fake one, Ian Chan's music. And yeah, and then I pitched the idea. I didn't know if we can actually do it. I had a friend, Yaya, close friend. She also helped organize it because I pitched it to her and then in a voice note, and then she's like, "Oh my gosh, we have to do this.
Yeah. That's how she sounds like. And I
We
don't.
have to do this."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that really motivated me. Like, okay, we could really do this. I was hoping that she also didn't think that I would propose. So that was the difficult part. Because people keep asking, "Oh, when are you gonna propose?" Yeah, so I tried to hide it. Yeah, the whole art gallery thing. Yeah.
And then how did you? Oh my god! You know the part where your dad. That part really it
Yeah.
destroyed me.
So,
I know. I'm going to tear up just thinking about it.
Yeah. Wait, we have tissue. Just in case, can we put the tissue here?
so
Yeah. Tell me how you got that.
I'm not even listening to it. I'm tearing up.
Because so honestly, like,
so the idea came from the Marisik night.
Yeah.
The Marisik night. Because I also wanted to ask the dad's blessing and all that. So during that night, I had the worst scenario happen. Because he brought me up to the top floor.
Oh, yeah.
Again, in the dark Ligito, so I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if this was like a positive thing where no one knows we're up here.
were you there?
I
She's
was
downstairs.
not with them, but I
Okay,
was.
but you were in the
Yeah.
house now.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
okay.
did the like father talk, which I'm fine with, but I had the worst scenario. The weather was so bad, so we went up to the balcony, and he had to like scream because there was strong winds. And then when it was about to be my turn to ask for the dad's blessing, or like, hey, thank you so much for letting me, like all that heartfelt. I had like this whole list. It started raining heavily. It's like a comedy. So imagine like strong winds. Yes, thank you so much. Letting me. And then the dad's like, what? I said thank you so much for blessing. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think we should go back inside. And then like water. Yeah, I think so too. And then door closes. And I'm like, why? It's like my whole genre of my life is like comedy. Why is it? So I wanted to be serious in this moment. He said some really nice things, and I told Liyana that, and then she was like, "Oh, I wish I could hear it." Yeah, oh, I wish I could hear what my dad said, because I mean, like, you know, with fathers, they're like very closed off. You know? Gotta seem like the strong and like
Man of the house guy.
Yeah, man of the house. Don't want to show too much of it. No? Like classic father, Liyana has. And it's like, okay, that's really sweet. Because she already started tearing up when I told her this on my own. He's like, oh, he said that. And then I was like, you know, it'd be great if I actually get it on voice note and then have this in the script somehow. I asked Adam for his dad's phone number, and I texted him, and I explained to him how I'm gonna do it. And then I like texting him. He texts like in a very like email way, like the old ways.
Very formal.
Yeah, very formal.
Yeah.
It's like, hi Daniel, I'm not sure what this is about, but I'm happy to help. Yeah, and then he said, when are you free to meet? And I said, oh, right now. I was like, okay. So I drove over there and I explained to him. He still didn't understand what was going on.
Cute.
Yeah, and I said, I'm about to record you right now. I said, oh. I was like, oh, right now? I can give it to you in 3 days or 2 days. I like writing things down, and then so in the voice note you can actually hear him read it from a script, and you hear the pages just going one by one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that's how he got into it. It's very
my
nice.
God.
It's also the first time when I played it. That's the first time I listened to it as well, because I didn't want to.
Also, it was a surprise to you too.
Yeah, I was surprised what he
Not
said.
cry.
I was like, "This is man knows how to write." I was like,
It was more on the technical
Like,
stuff.
oh.
Like, wow, this is good writing right here. Yeah.
I hope the audio could catch this.
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to cry.
So did you really had zero idea what was happening? Like, because from the video that I watched, right? You guys can search for it at either one of them because it's a collab post, can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you look like you were really into the art gallery, the
I really
fake
felt
art gallery.
so dumb. Like, I should have seen it. Like, it was very obvious. It was really right in front of me, but I didn't connect the dots.
Yeah,
because I didn't think we were getting a proposal because our wedding's coming up. So I already
So it
said
was like a
yes.
done deal already,
Yeah,
right?
it was like, we're doing it. The wedding's happening anyway, so
Oh,
like
wow.
there was no need for a proposal. So I wasn't expecting the proposal at all. So I was like, okay, maybe he's too busy to think of a proposal.
Never.
And and it was funny because it was the art gallery that invited me to attend
Yeah.
the art gallery. So
Okay, it's like a closed showing, right?
yeah. And I was like, okay, do you want to come with me? And then you're like, yeah, sure. Let's
What is
go.
it? Yeah. Which I made, by the way,
Yeah, it was
invitation
funny.
on Canva.
The poster for it was like
God.
reflection of reality.
Yeah.
And I was like, sounds very interesting. It's interactive. I said, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And he's like, sure, let's go. But yeah, he designed all the posters and the invitation. So it was pretty hilarious. That
Even the artwork that was displayed
Yeah.
was like reflective of your relationship. Like how I remember like seeing ada apa tuh yang you said ada Rack and Brew kan?
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember
Yep,
seeing
so
that. I was
it was
like, oh
Rack
my
and
god,
Brew.
that is like genius.
Wow.
Like that's so romantic, Dan. Like
That's
you
right.
masterminded it all, and you hired the right people too.
Yeah, the artist was really dope.
Yeah. And the part where you where you had to act out on a script, Atu for me was like genius because that's how you would capture the proposal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. So there was like a debate when I was working with Yaya and Bats. So Bats was the person that was like
Bringing
curate
around,
yeah,
yeah.
to curate like this is, I know, trying to make it legit. I had Osvi in for a few minutes just to introduce, so I had to look legit. And then Bats and Yaya was debating on me like, wouldn't she like ask more questions why we need to be filming like stuff, because there's shots of her looking at the art.
Yeah.
So the whole idea was to like have a tripod and film yourself look at art. And then Yaya and Bas, but we need a stronger reason. Otherwise, she's gonna ask why should we be doing this, blah blah. And then I was like, you know what? She probably wouldn't even question it. She'll probably just do it.
Izzy, I arrived and they're like, here's a selfie stick for you to document your whole journey around the gallery. And I was like, okay. So I
Yeah.
You
I
did it.
I was like,
No
okay.
question asked.
Yeah, and if she's not looking, turn away. I just look at Bats. I was like, see. She wouldn't be rude to like question
Yeah,
it.
I wouldn't question it. I'll
Yeah,
just do it. Like,
she just lie
it's
on
an
the
experience. It's an art experience. You never know.
Yeah. That is.
But the script reading was funny because it was a installation or art
Yeah,
experiment.
Yep. yep.
So there was someone there saying, we're doing an experiment of people reacting to scripts. So would you guys want to be interested to read a script? And we're going to film your reaction to see how you react to the script. And I was like, I was so into it because I was like, this sounds cool, you know?
because it
Yeah.
is as an idea itself, right?
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, and I was like, you UBD student, are you doing this for your coursework? And he's like, yeah. I'm doing it for my final major project. And I was like, okay, great. Let us help.
That was my intern
Intern mo ka to.
from CTRL.
Oh my
one-time
God.
Intern. I was like, yes.
And you acted like you didn't know him at all. So
Yeah, I changed his name and Ashraf.
So yeah, they gave us a script. Yeah, and then we read it, and I only realized then when there was my dad, like
So she calls
my dad Baba.
Baba. Yeah.
So there was the whole script was in English at first, and then there was one sentence with my what I call my dad.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So it's like,
Is this show about us?
Yeah.
You know that TikTok.
Yeah. And I got so confused. And then that's when I was like, oh, this is happening.
Oh.
And yeah. And then that's when I only realized the paintings around the art gallery were paintings of us. Because when I was looking around the paintings, I was like, this guy looks like you. And you're like, no, that's just some random guy. But I didn't really notice the girl in the paintings because I was so focused on
The guy.
I was like, he's got the same glasses, the hairstyle, like everything was really like strange. I was like, Wreck and Brew? What are the odds? And then Coffee Bean, where we first met, first date, and yeah, it was just the detail was crazy. Then my mind was blown that everything that he created in that art gallery was all like a relationship timeline for us. So it was really, really so sweet and
like thoroughly thoughtful.
Yeah.
Like, Dan, amazing.
you did good.
thank you.
You're setting the ato for other guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys get to, obviously you get to keep all the paintings, right? Because you
Yeah.
commissioned artists to work on it.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's gonna be your ato.
Yeah, so we're moving in. He's moving in. We're going to set up that space as an art gallery.
Our own
Oh.
hand.
So it's nice to be surrounded by paintings that have a lot of meaning. So yeah.
I'm so happy for the both of
Aw,
you.
thank you.
Come here.
Oh, thank you so much for taking me on that trip. Like sharing with me all of that. I really appreciate it.
Aw, thank you for
Yeah.
being curious about it, I guess. Never really spoke about it so openly.
Yeah. Oh. What are you most before we go to the serious stuff, what do you look forward to the most? Aside from the marriage itself lah.
Like in what?
Like after the marriage, like what are you looking forward to the most?
Traveling together.
Yeah.
I think we haven't done that. Like,
We'd love to travel because
yeah.
traveling.
I think that's a
Is there a
good goal.
destination in
There
mind
is.
already?
There's a few.
Yeah, a few plans next year.
Oh
And
my gosh.
we're watching. We're going to KL this November.
Yeah.
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
And then,
Oh.
yeah. So we've got some concerts lined up,
Yeah.
but also a few trips next year. So we'll hopefully go to Europe next year. Hopefully introduce him to my English side of the family.
Yes.
So, yeah. My dad even sent my my aunts in the UK our wedding invitation, and it's all in Malay. So I was like, you should have told me you're sending it to them. I could have sent an English version. He's like, no, but it's more interesting. It's more culturally interesting for them. And I was like, okay. So hopefully we get to bring him to the UK and
Meet her.
and meet my aunts there.
family.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a really cute trip. Damn.
Fun.
And maybe Adam will join.
Maybe.
Maybe lah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Clingy brother.
If we don't meet them there.
Oh man. Okay, so now that we've got, I feel like I hope people got to know you guys from that. That whole story individually and as a relationship. But I feel like now you guys are like a package.
Oh. Buy one free one.
Buy one free one from now on. Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. I want to take this chance to remind you to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Talking to your friends and family about IZZY Does It helps us reach new listeners who may enjoy the show as much as you do. And as you know, we recently launched our crowdfunding campaign to keep the show going, but this is entirely optional. Those who are willing and capable can transfer however much into the bank account in the description box below. And as usual, I want to thank you for your incredible support and hope you enjoy the show. Okay, let's get down to what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, which is mostly of what you both do. So Dan as a filmmaker, working in a creative agency, also you as a creative director, mostly in the art scene. Okay, briefly, just for context too, because like I know some people probably watch your episodes on the other podcast, but for people who had not seen it and then are watching this episode, I want to ask you both, just briefly, based on your experience, what is it like for you, the creative scene in Brunei, and for you, the film scene in Brunei? And for when you explain that, I can also chime in because I'm also in the film industry,
Yep.
right? But let's start with you first. What do you, in a nutshell, how is it like for people who are not familiar with the creative scene? How would you explain the creative scene in Brunei?
Well, we have a lot of talented and vibrant types of art in Brunei. And I feel like that's really like great to have, but it's also very difficult to kind of create a sustainable lifestyle or future.
Out of just doing that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So what I've learned, like from my, let's say 8-10 years of working in this creative field, it's very hard to make a living from creating entertainment purposes of art. Like it's very hard to make a living out of it. I've learned that where the money lies is in like marketing, advertising, business related work that's can be adapted with some art. So that's what I've learned about the industry, that it's very business, especially in Brunei. Like you have social media, you have to use your creativity in ways where it's more of a selling product, selling services kind of direction. But yeah, did I answer your question?
I guess so. Yeah, because you also have experience like during Hari Belia, you were heavily involved. Which
Yeah.
year was that? You actually presented to His Majesty.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah.
2019. That was a really, really fun opportunity. I had to create. I don't know if you've seen the previous Hari Belia logos.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Before
Oh, before that, no.
before that was not the cutest.
Okay.
So they were like, let's do something refreshing. Apparently they do a new logo every year. So they were tasked me to do it. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll help out this year. And also that was the year where a lot of the creative community were actually involved. So there's like Shini, Osvian. We had a lot of different people from different backgrounds of art to be involved, which made it such a fun project because we get to really collaborate with each other and share ideas. And we're all doing this for the love of our craft.
Yeah.
So we were
and
really...
for the country too, finally. Like it's
Yeah.
like you guys were being, okay, we see you. Now can
Yeah.
you help us do like make Hari Belia like happen, stuff
yeah,
like that,
make
right?
it more youthful, which
Yeah.
is what, Youth Day is about. It's about, showcasing the talent of the people of the youth. So it was really a fun opportunity. And I remember I only had like 2 days to create the logo. I pitched it. They didn't like it. So I had to go back in another day. And I only took 3 days to make the whole branding and the logo. And I was rushing it. But it turned out to be quite a simple but impactful piece. And I think that's what made it very memorable.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're still using it until this year.
Yeah.
So it's a great honor to also present to His Majesty and kind of explain to him why and what I'm doing and how great to have more of the youth involved in this kind of events. But yeah, I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah. Like for me, if you are a designer, the only way for you to be able to make a sustainable living is either join an existing company, an agency, or like a corporate within the marketing agency, or start an agency of your own.
Yeah.
But even then, starting an agency of your own is like not an easy feat.
Yeah.
Like not only do you have to prove yourselves to client, and it's reaching out to clients too and see and compete with other existing established agencies.
Yeah.
Why do you think that it's difficult here in Brunei? And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know how it is like in other countries, but is it like a universal experience for designers to just have it hard to start in the beginning?
I think because Brunei is such a small country
Yeah.
that we just don't have enough demand for all the creativity or the people involved in the creative community. There's just not enough clients or companies where if you have Singapore, they have so many businesses. So I think we just don't have that, need for, the demand for it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the supplies, but just not enough demand.
Yeah.
Of people.
Do you also think maybe some people just don't get it?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, right? Like what I mean by don't get it is like they don't understand the impact design has
Yeah.
in like everyday life.
Yeah.
Just not like in terms of advertisement, but also in portraying the country and its culture, its heritage and tradition. And I think that's why sometimes I feel like whenever like it's only hearsay to me, like, because I'm not a designer. I don't have experience firsthand when people ask me to design stuff like that, right? But people's experience when they are approached by either the government or corporate agencies, it's like most of the design that designers make for them is almost like, I don't know if I'm using this word right, but spoiled by their own distorted
Oh.
vision.
Like their own, like a very subjective.
Yeah, it's like who is saying yes and who is saying no to
Oh,
this,
right, yeah.
like designs, who is approving,
Right.
like like whereas in like other countries, from me, when agencies are hired or designers are hired, there's a reason why you're paying them thousands and thousands of dollars, is because you trust them in their work, and the only tweaks you make is if that you feel like it doesn't convey the company or organization's like mission and vision or macam ada.
Yep.
Itulah clash lah ha. But I feel like Ani is more like, oh, Ani lawa. Atin lawa. But like,
Yeah.
why are you the target demographic? Who are we doing it for? You or like the people?
Yep.
I think the main reason for that is that they're just trying to get things done.
Okay. So it's not like a passion thing. It's not like they
Yeah.
don't, so they don't really care.
They're just like, okay, it's done. Don't care how it looks. It's as long as it's done, it's completed.
Yeah.
Really. So
These are just like contradicting to what
yeah,
being hired is for, right? Because you hire, like for example, if I want you to make me a furniture that's like really comfortable. If I'm like, oh, I think maybe if this one's elevated this way, kale, but like you're paying for the expertise. So I don't know. It's kind of like hard to justify or like why a person.
Yeah.
I get you though. Yeah, it makes you question too. Like, is this for?
like obviously you should be trusting the people that you're hiring to do the work, and most cases, I mean, there's scenarios where the clients would take control or like make the decisions for you. We all deal with that kind of that, especially in the creative field, trying to please
Both.
yeah, but also feel proud of what you produce is kind of like very difficult thing to balance. I mean, when I used to work at a creative agency, I felt that it was difficult to feel proud of the work, but the client is happy, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Yes, that's
that's
I'm going through that.
yeah. So that's the kind of things that you have to balance with being creative in Brunei, is also making sure that the end product is making the client happy and getting paid.
Yeah, I'm not sure how if this is similar situation overseas as well. Like if they have the same struggle.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wait, I thought I'm getting hired to be like my creative expertise lah.
Yeah.
How is
I remember dealing with that kind of situation, but I would do my best to convince the client why it's this way,
Yeah.
why it should be this way.
Yeah.
So that took a lot of skills to improve my persuasive skills as a designer, to be able to tell people what's right and what's wrong. Because, you don't want to, like I said, you want to create a work that you are proud of. So That's why you have to persuade people. That persuasive skills is so important as a designer, or I think as a creative in general. To negotiate and persuade is a very important skill, I think.
That's a good point that you raised, because it is true that when you are presenting your own design, not everyone gets it. So sometimes you do have to explain the psychology behind the design, right?
Yeah.
Why it's designed this way, why it's curved like that, or why is it a
Yeah.
straight line? Because it's at the end of the day, it's like you're looking at something, but you won't notice that the way you look at it has like a certain impact. You know, it's like people are probably confused listening to this, but like if you it's like, because design is very, for me, it's like something that I've always also like been really passionate about, because it's something that people don't appreciate here because they don't understand it, and because art is not something that is being taken seriously here, because especially like in the creative industry, right? Like I do understand the ministry's efforts in wanting to help and grow the industry, because there is a lot of jobs available in the industry if it pays, if people start looking at it as a serious like economy stream. Or
Yep.
because right now the focus is still, as much as people say they want to stray away and diversify from oil and gas, it's like there's already an existing industry here, which is the creative industry, and then sub is like art and design, performance art, the film industry. There's a lot of job opportunities that can be available if you actually put your attention in that.
Yep.
You know, like especially, okay, now we can talk about the film industry. Especially in the film industry, people think making movie is like a director and a cameraman.
Yeah.
But there's so many other positions that people can get paid for.
Yeah, it's
And
a huge ship.
it's a huge ship, and it's like your background does not have to be in film, because other roles, even an electrician can be a part of a crew, because
Yeah.
you know, you deal with lights,
Yeah, like
you,
grips, gaffer.
yeah, like grips and gaffer, and people who project managers can be producers, people
Correct.
in logistics, in construction can be art design.
Interior
It's
design.
such a
background.
diverse
It is, yeah.
like company or like job stream.
Job stream, yeah.
And I feel like more awareness can be done from us too, because as much as we, you know, I'd like to sit here and complain and whine, I feel like people in the industry need to be more
Aware.
like productive with how we want to present ourselves, so that the government can understand, okay, actually, yes,
Yep.
there is something here that we can look at, maybe something that we can improve on. But I think it takes two to tango, because on the other hand, I do feel like as the youth, we're not taken seriously.
But that's a good point that you brought up all those members of a crew, because that's why the budget needs to be a decent amount to pay for everyone in the crew, for the props, for the actors, for the crew. So it's the equipment, like there's so much that you need to do to produce a very good quality video.
Yes.
And I think that's why like I think people get shocked at how much prices of a
Yeah, they don't see the hours put in. Certain roles also needs to be before even the shoot started. So those hours, like sometimes they don't count. They only see on the day of shoot. And like, oh, do we need more time here? But we're just setting up right now. And then there's like, we have 3-4 more days for just one episode, and then they're like, oh, you know, stuff like that. They just overlooked. They only want to see results, but not the process.
Yeah. And that's a good point too, because like I think so many times when I present to clients, they're like, oh, why should this only do a hari? What the most effort that we put in, also like for like those who don't understand or don't know, aren't aware of how shooting, I think shooting generally, whether it be a commercial or a TV series or a movie, you spend more time on pre-production. This also goes out to people who want to be in production. People discount the time during pre-production. That's actually the most time that you spend on, so that you can have minimal days of shoot. If you have everything prepared during pre-production, you can shoot like effectively. Everything will go smoothly. If you plan A plan B, and then post production also sometimes needs more work, because then that's where you have to ensure that what you envision or pitch the client look exactly as how they want it to
Yep.
be.
And there's also like technical errors.
There's also
That's bound
technical
to
errors.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might take more time to do. Yeah, those are the little hours that they don't see. That's putting in.
And I think that's why this whole process has always been intriguing to me. Like, prior to this, like, I didn't know where I was gonna end up in. Like, marketing has always been a passion of mine too, but I tried several other industries. I was in the banking industry, I was in real estate, I was in IT.
Wow.
I was like jumping
Man.
from one job to another.
You did a lot of side quests.
I did a lot. Yeah, my side quest, 20 years
Yeah.
for me to finally
That's great.
want to end up in an industry that I like, but unfortunately it's not paying me. I was like,
and
obviously I had to pick the one that's like,
Yeah.
you know, that I have
The
to
most-
struggle in, you know,
the most suffering one.
the most suffering one. But for me, I am positive. I do feel like the next generation will reap the
Oh, yeah.
rewards from our hard work, hopefully. But I feel like having continuous conversations about it will eventually help, like, at some point. We just need someone who understands this industry to be in a position of power to finally be like, you know what, yeah, there's something here.
Yeah.
And I am positive that one day it will happen, so we just have to keep grinding. Yeah. But now let's talk about the film
We're
industry.
60 and we're like,
Yeah.
Finally, Izzy. Izzy.
Oh, what?
Hello.
time come.
Apa?
Come on. Let's bring our IV drips.
But if that's already, from whatever we just said, if that's not already telling how the state of the film industry is in Brunei, I feel like, what are your personal thoughts on the industry here in Brunei? I know you've said a few on Nazri Presents, but like,
personal thoughts.
has it changed since then? You feel?
I think I had a breath of fresh air when. So what was that school that we went to showcase?
It was in oh my god, PTE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time, because I usually like invite to these things and then like you go, and I always feel like they were just there because they can't. They don't have any interest. So it's like a last, like, oh, let's just
like
do this
they're
one.
forced to go.
Yeah, like let's just go media. And then I've been in a class too where the media class was like always the most little, like 8 people or 12, and then that's it. But when that filled up the hall, and then their reactions were great.
Yeah.
So this made me feel like a good positive into the industry. Like they genuinely want to do it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, it's very
They were
tiring.
inspired. They were like,
yeah,
they're entertained by it.
one of them followed me on IG, followed back. She sent me her short film and said, hey, can you watch this? And I was like,
No, damn.
and then I was like, I already did. And then I gave her a little bit of my feedback. I said, do you want more detail in the feedback? I can give it to you later on. But yeah, I haven't given her the detailed one, because for me personally, when you finish something, you have to give like at least 2 weeks to let them get that high of like you feeling great.
Yes.
It's done. I worked so hard, but she worked like months on the edit alone. Yeah, so I just let her get off that high of already achieving something. She made an IG for the short film for her final year, so it was very nice that they had this effort.
Give a
to
shout
do
out.
it.
Do you remember what it's called? While you look for it,
the short film is called Head in the Clouds.
Head in the Clouds.
Head in the Clouds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Again, title's very nice. Easy to remember. I can It's kaya salah baca.
But
But,
like,
yeah.
for context, Dan and I, so Progressive Media organized this, like, I think it's like a Progressive Media tour.
Yep.
So Dan and I were invited to present our series and also talk in front of students from PT Creative Media Studies. So I hope I got it right too.
Yes. Yeah. Something.
It was such a wonderful experience, like,
First
because like hearing them like laugh.
You remember
and
how they reacted to yours?
Yeah,
They
it
were
was like,
"Oh," that was so good, the reaction.
damn, it was really, really good.
And then Mato had like probably feels very good because of her like acting. And
Yes.
of course, your direction of how the scene goes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they understood what you're trying to do. It must feel great, right?
I know. I think that's what we need more of, because like I understand like screenings are very important. You know, screenings are very important, and I do. Oh my god, I wasn't gonna talk about this, but I guess I'm gonna talk about it now.
Who cares?
Yeah, because like when talking about screenings, right? Unfortunately, not all cinemas in Brunei are willing to show Bruneian-made films.
Yep.
Now I can understand why. Also, again, hearsay because I'm in the industry. People tell me stuff. Some of the cinemas have bad experiences with previous production houses, which is why they're like sort of traumatized. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, but like they just don't want to deal with local productions because of that. And for me, it's very unfortunate because if you have a bad experience with one production house, why are other production houses being punished for it too? You know, why not instead make it fair, make it productive by setting boundaries, list down the rules of what we can and what we can't do. Like maybe don't pick a date where blockbuster movies are showing so that you want to make full use of your screens. Like don't just blatantly say no, we don't accept local films. Like because where else are we gonna show our films, right? Like if not in the cinemas, if we make movies, like we can make it on YouTube, but we wanna earn too. How are we gonna make sure our return on investments are
And
to?
I have to say, I think when you're presenting something and it's on the big screen and being around the people too, it feels really nice.
Feels really nice and like nerve-wracking lah. Cause what if like macam
who's yawning?
and then they don't realize you're sitting behind them and they talk shit about
Oh my god.
you know, that's like one of my biggest nightmares. So scary actually.
Joraget. Hi Izzy.
Yeah. Macam lihat belakang, oh shit, the director's here.
Kidding Izzy.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's crazy because I don't know if you both I went to two screenings by Muiz Bakar and also Intikam the second by Akmal Marhain. It was like really nice to just be there and experience the whole thing. Forget about, you know, whether it's a nice movie or not, nice series or not. Like the whole experience of celebrating another filmmaker's achievement is just so crazy. And that's what I hope. Like you know, One Cineplex and Aman Cineplex have been very supportive of local films.
That's so good.
Yeah. Mall, I did try to reach out and ask them on threads if it's true that they don't screen local films.
I saw that.
You saw that. They have not responded to me.
I was like, ooh.
I mean, like,
It's like, thank you.
I'm not trying to
per
incite
se.
anything, but I just at least make it known so that people don't waste their time going to. It's fine if Mall doesn't want to show local films. I respect that. It's fine. Make it known so that you don't waste filmmakers' time and let them hope like, oh, I'm gonna go to the mall. Like, just say it so that we can focus on other cinemas.
Yep.
You know. But I do feel like this is a community effort. We need to spread awareness and also like seek government assistance and see maybe how we can leverage local cinemas. I understand that cinemas are running a business, yes, but I do feel like you also need to have a CSR effort in helping local productions as well.
Yeah.
Like there was one experience where have you ever had a production where it was shown in the cinemas?
No.
Nada. Okay. So there was one production that I was involved in. I don't think I can say it. Tapi how the profit is distributed between the production and the cinema was really, the deal was really bad. So the cinemas
Took more profit.
Yeah, the split was, I think, 70-30.
That doesn't make any sense.
70-30. So all the cinemas are doing is providing a screen and they get 70%. And the production, who has to pay an entire film crew and do marketing and do like editing up a small pre-production, only get 30% of the ticket sales. How crazy is that?
That's insane. That's very demotivating.
It's very demotivating, and
Hence, I don't do it anymore. Yeah.
no, you are still doing it, Dan. Really? Are you really not doing it anymore?
No, he will.
This is my retirement. Yeah, announcing the
I can't tell if you're joking or not. Maybe taking a break.
Yeah, let's
To
say
focus on your wedding.
break right now. Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Let's stick to that. I will not let you go. There's still so much work
I
that
won't
needs to
let
be
him
done.
stop.
Yeah.
He has such a creative mind.
Yeah.
And-
But also, I mean, like, macam, I do feel like if our efforts are like in vain in wanting to create an economy here, I think we can always focus on making it elsewhere too.
Correct.
It's unfortunate that we have to have that kind of mindset because we do
Yeah.
want to make it in Brunei, but if it's working against us instead of working with us, I mean, we have to make a name for ourselves outside lah.
Yeah.
Then maybe we get taken seriously.
Yeah,
in
now
Brunei.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Next, I want to talk about the progression of the creative industry as a whole with the introduction of artificial intelligence, on how you feel like it's going to affect us in the near future, actually. Even though Brunei is a bit like a slow mover in terms of technological advancements, which has its pros and cons, because we get to observe other countries on how they handle it, and then Bertha, we can implement it in the way that we can, so that it's more positive than negative lah. So from what you said earlier, you went to Vietnam. Do you still remember things that were
Wait, let me just skip my
yeah
yeah, it was a good experience, especially like understanding how the tools work, how these machines work, and how dangerous, or like how to use it in a way where we're not gonna, get rid of the human
Yep.
race, human existence.
Workforce.
I don't know, yeah. But basically, AI, artificial intelligence has been around for so long. Actually, it's been since the 1990s, I think. But the way the tools are being used now is so insanely confusing, because we don't know how these machines are being able to think like a human brain, like how they're mimicking that
our language, our behavior,
the way we communicate. But it's all from the data that they're being fed. Those machines are being fed. So it's all really in the data that these tools are being developed. So what I've learned a lot in Vietnam was that the negative parts of AI is actually like the biasness, the emotions that are not attached to these machines, that they don't know what's a right or wrong answer, so they can just say whatever they want, but it might offend someone, it might be culturally sensitive. So that's the thing that we were learning the most about. How will it impact our society? Is that how do we make sure that it is culturally accepting every kinds of culture, different kinds of people, all kinds of languages. So it's definitely an area where it will take time to develop. But it's very interesting topic to look into, because how it's now playing a role in the creative space now. It's like helping us with editing. It's helping us with design and writing. So it's impacting more creative work now with what's happening in that industry. Besides like hospitals or schools. So that's what I'm really interested in when it comes to AI, is how it's impacting the creativity that we're like. Will it kind of make us less creative? Will it make us, rely so much on these tools that we're not sure how to
expand the skills?
Those skills. But a lot of people were afraid of that. A lot of people were thinking they're not going to use AI because they think machines shouldn't be doing art. Machines like, generative art, and machines shouldn't be doing these things because it takes over their skills. And I understand where they're coming from. And I think it's a valid reason to look at these tools that way, because one, some of these tools are taking works from artists and mimicking their style. So that's
like Picasso style stuff, like Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we don't even have permission to ask them, because they're long
Deceased,
gone. So it's very a sensitive subject for these kinds of artists, because there's also no law for these? Like, who owns the art once they make a Picasso art? Is it Picasso or is it the art generator itself? So there's no copyright to who owns the work. How do you go about it when you see a tool, an art tool, recreating your style? Like, how do you go about that? How do you protect yourself from machines taking your work and using it as, you know, in their data to create more work? So it's a lot of that. That's what we learned during that program. And it made me realize, you know, how to protect yourself as an artist, but also how to work with it to make sure that it's actually benefiting you in a good way, how it makes you productive, more efficient. So the way I look at it now is that AI tools kind of help with the productivity part of my craft.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I need something done really quickly, ChatGPT here and there, art generated here and there, and then it's kind of collaborate with all these tools, but also add my touch into it.
Yeah.
And one thing I like to do is run it through another human eye to make sure that it's not offensive or there's nothing there that I didn't see or the machine didn't see, to make sure that it's acceptable. So,
Because you did that experiment. You posted it on your Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you designed a drink, a beverage.
a beverage, yeah,
right?
a beverage brand,
Yeah.
just for fun.
I think that's a good way to show how you can work with AI instead of
Yeah.
against it. But I think even there's a hoo-ha. Like, if I were to put myself in a designer's shoe, right, I would definitely be afraid that, you know, AI is going to take over my job because people can generate literally anything.
Yeah.
And like in different art styles too.
Yep.
So do you foresee that happening in the future?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always this this juggling the fear of new technology and our current technology or our existing craft.
Yeah.
Because over the years, you know, we've seen how video editing softwares have changed the landscapes of film. How, like, before there's like the letterpress for making posters,
Yeah.
and now we have like softwares to do that. So there's always been that involvement of technology
right?
that's at first people were afraid or it's going to change, but I feel like human creativity is what's gonna make us feel like it's not gonna limit our creativity. It's just the way we go about it, how we apply our creativity to these tools will probably be the best way to move forward with these tech.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, you're right. Because like usually people have one of the reasons why people are afraid is because these technological advancements, while it can help improve human work, human life, but it will inevitably take jobs from people.
Oh, yes.
Which is why I think the ones who are worried are the ones who are, yeah, like what can they do to, you know, like macam make sure keep their jobs, and like, because it would require them to consistently develop themselves to like level up, to make sure, like, which is why like macam dulu it was so it was very praised when someone specializes on something, but now generalization is very important for you to be able to do more than one skill. In case the other skill is taken, you're able to do another one. Yeah. Like, I think having range is very important now. Yeah. And I think that's why, like, similar to how you feel, I feel like conversations about artificial intelligence always interest me because I want to see where this is going. It hasn't completely affected me yet because I feel like currently I am working with AI instead of against it. When there's a deadline, I do use AI to help me come up with concepts or like macam outline when it comes to like scripts and stuff. But when I do have the time, I do like to squeeze my brain a little bit and see if I still have it in me, you know. But when it comes to you, Dan, in your agency or you as a filmmaker, do you use AI?
I used it for if I'm stuck with an idea and I don't know, I don't have anyone to bounce ideas with, I do use ChatGPT. Even but the Google Docs, they also have that AI feature.
Yes.
I don't know if you had that
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
that's very helpful. Rather than going to Google and then asking what are the top fives, and then you have a whole list. So it's good and bad
Yeah.
because I don't know if I could trust it fully
Yep.
to give me these
Yes.
answers.
Yes.
Whereas, but if you use the traditional way, I guess that's traditional now.
Yeah.
Insane.
Crazy is that it's now
Yeah.
traditional to Google stuff.
Yeah, so when you Google a lot of websites, you go through all of them and see which one is the common one, then that's your answer. If you see 5 different websites says these are the top 5 things, then I guess that is the top 5. But with this one, the risk is you don't really fact check it. You just trust it
Yeah.
entirely. So always use these things as a tool. Don't get
Don't rely so much on
don't rely so much on it because it also stops you from improving your own skills. That's probably how they could surpass you if you yourself stop.
Become heavily reliant on them, right?
Yep,
Because it can get addicting. Because once you have a taste of how easy it is to just
yeah.
chat GPT stuff and you not having to do anything,
And it's
you
a
want to
l-
consistently
yeah.
use it, right?
A lot more websites now that they just open up, way better than ChatGPT.
Yeah, like Bard.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to a course recently about social media, and then they introduced Bard to me, and I'm like, so I tried it. I was like, okay, like Google punya AI game is like really
Yeah.
strong. Even the Google Pixel now is like
Yeah.
fully embedded with AI, and that's
so
their
cool.
selling point.
Yeah.
That's their advantage over Apple now, because
Yep.
Apple has its ecosystem, its UI
Yep.
UX, but what Google Pixel phones offer is like AI.
Integrated now.
Yeah, and they're so smart at marketing it because in this age of social media, people want perfect photos.
Yeah.
So like anything like their photo generative or like macam background remover.
Yeah.
So it's a good take.
It's insane.
Heck.
It's crazy. Like you can even like move yourself to center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
And you know
I'm
the
so
craziest
considering.
feature for me is that when you take a group photo,
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
it's hard to pick which one kan because ada seorang
the eyes are shut.
the eyes are shut tapi like
That's
you look
me.
great in it.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
just
like,
me.
so which one do I use, you know? But now you can actually make sure all of us look great. So AI will actually give you an option
Yeah.
of faces and it'll stick onto that photo.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'll only use that feature for myself. I think I'll just let
Yeah.
everyone be like, hey, like, guys, what is this?
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Right? Like that's crazy
Yeah.
where the world is progressing towards. It's crazy, but it's like inevitable. Like you can complain and like you can go against it however much you want, but I think AI is here to stay.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yep.
always say like we're living in a very interesting time.
Yeah.
Because like we're in the same age group ish. I know I'm the oldest here,
well, maybe not.
but still like but we've lived through the age where traditional media
Exactly.
was like
Newspapers.
the thing, and then we live now through
mean,
like Google iPhones.
Did you ever use floppy disks?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I never
so,
understood why we needed it.
And they were only like 1 MB.
Oh, ba.
They were like, and
How
now it's
small are
like,
files now.
yeah, it's crazy. So technology has been growing so fast within our time and our age. And speaking of AI and how it's we should be embracing it. There's actually a quote
Okay.
that I've always had in my head when I first started learning about AI. So the quote is, I forgot who said it, but it's AI will not replace you. Someone with AI will. So if you have skills in AI, it's more beneficial that you know how to use these tools because you'll be more. Eventually, people are gonna want someone who has experience
Yep.
in these technologies because I mean we're not going back now. We're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
continue with this kind of tool. So
Yeah.
if you have those skills of how to use it in the most effective way and the most, ethical way, then you are quite valuable as a person.
Individual, yeah.
Individual, yeah.
Okay, now the concern for me, because I kept thinking about it, right? So because, okay, once Brunei catches up with ChatGPT and corporates are now like using ChatGPT, how do you think it will affect on the value of a creative person? Like, for example, if you work in an agency, right? Clients want you to create a video or a concept. Or they're like, okay, why am I still charging you full price? Because now the ideation process or the conceptualization can be generated with AI. Should you be charging me less for that? Like, and like also I can't tell if you're gonna use AI or not. So that's also like one of
Yeah.
the concerns. What do you guys think about that?
I think if I don't prompt anything, it'd still be a regular website, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm still using it
Yeah.
to my advantage. At the end of the day, I get to choose what is right as a creative to present. So that requires my own taste,
Yes.
which is very niche.
Your own thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I think is a great option, which AI wouldn't know unless you give them the whole detail about the company and be more specific, which I'm pretty sure a client wouldn't want to do based on the history of, I like this one, but I also like this one,
Yeah.
but I don't like this one. Can you give me a different version? Like, so they're treating us like ChatGPT. So
It's also the prompts.
yeah,
That's a skill
yeah.
on its own
It
as well,
is, yeah.
which will help the outcome of it.
Yeah.
So again, it's a tool. Like it depends on who knows how to use it. lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pricing wise, I think I don't think it should be less. I think it should.
Because I think now, okay, people use prompt, right? But I think for those who understand like what prompting means, I think it's how a person is able to effectively communicate with AI.
Yeah.
Like to be able to speak in its language, to be able to guide it
Yes.
so that it will give us the proper information or whatever that we need from it lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is gonna be
That's going to be a job on its own.
like
Actually.
a prompter, right?
Yeah, prompter.
AI prompt.
Because it requires a lot of skills to be able to get the right answer from these machines. Because you need to say the right words, give it enough information. So, like, sometimes I feel like people don't know how to use it. Like, there are people who I know are using it, but are not using it in the way that the outcome would be better because they're very vague with their prompts. They're not giving it enough details for it to kind of expand on a more impactful text. So you can actually kind of tell when something's been generated with.
Yeah. You can
Like,
actually, you can actually,
Yeah.
It's very
like
it's getting very
flowery. It's like too, like it's
much.
using, yeah.
So I really get like, see, people are not using it the right way. So yeah, it's very important for people to actually understand how to work around these tools better.
And what I was taught, Jua, at the course that I went to about social media and using AI, right? You can prompt something, you can let it generate like a caption or like an email or whatever. At the end of the day, you still have to edit it.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to like edit it
Yeah.
and like make sure it sounds like more like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the human element is always important for anything that's generated with a tool.
Yeah. When I was doing my research, because I wanted to talk about this, right? Australia is actually one of the first, if not first few, countries that will implement ChatGPT in schools.
Oh yeah.
Right? So the first group or the first people who will be able to communicate effectively with AI will be from Australia, because they've already started. They are going to start next year.
We actually had a debate on this during my YSLE program. If ChatGPT should be allowed to use in schools or not. So we had two teams.
Yeah.
And we all had to state our cases why it shouldn't be, or what's the benefit of it, or if what happens if we rely on these tools. So it was a very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
to
Which team were you on?
I was assigned to no.
Okay.
So I had to.
Were you happy with you were assigned with no? Did you
I
believe
was
it?
more of a yes.
Okay.
But I was assigned to no, so I had to be very careful with my case to be very
Anti.
anti
AI.
what I believed in.
Yeah.
So, but I could see both sides. There's valid reasons for two ends of their, like the teachers, what's the point of them, like what will their role be if ChatGPT is there, or like how do you catch them if they're cheating, or but then the benefits of it is that it helps these learners, that there are different kinds of student learning experience for students. So maybe some of them would find this easier to be for them to educate themselves through these tools better than in class or in a different kind of setting. So it was very interesting to hear both sides. But in the end, people voted that yes, ChatGPT should be implemented in schools. Yeah.
So I guess Asians are way more receptive of ChatGPT. Then, how do you foresee AI to play a part in the film industry?
I think it's very helpful, but I don't think it would replace big roles. I think not. I don't know. Not in a really distant future. Yeah, because again, the similar case about taste, niche, what's right, what's wrong, and you have to remember why we make things is for audience, and the population is still mostly human.
Yeah,
Mostly.
okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
not really it's just whether or not the person who's not sponsoring, but like want to replace certain roles, right? To just replace it for AI, like, just to save cost. So that might be a bit, depending on who's agreeing to it, to replace it. In my case, maybe writers. So that's why they had the writers' strike.
Yeah.
They were scared and also upset that they were considering just removing some writers just so that AI could fill in anyways. And as now we can see that's not a good sign. It shouldn't be this or that. It should be humans doing it and not
together.
replacing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not, again, a replacement, but a tool. Because no one's gonna set a prompt by itself. The AI is not gonna prompt itself, right? Or like go to work 9 to 5 or or do those things. But I definitely take it as a positive. I would definitely use it. If I just, like kids nowadays, I would totally want to be those kids that do use AI.
Yeah.
Very, very, very helpful. Yeah. But about the creator, that one I think is a bit poetic on how they shot it as well, because they use a 4K camera, which traditionally they use like 20 to 40K cameras to capture all these things, but they use a prosumer camera, FX3, to capture all these things and then enhance it in AI. Yeah.
Oh, they actually use AI to enhance it. That
Yeah,
part
they
I didn't
enhance
know.
like the visual aspects of it. I think maybe make it sharper or make it. So that's very interesting. The reason why he wants to use it is because it's very small, compact, and you could just move it around. It helps like the workload, because with big cameras you need bigger gears and then more people to operate.
Camera operators.
Yeah, and all that. So when you use a smaller form factor, less people, and then you get the days of shoot much shorter because of setup time. Yeah. So again, because they don't want to use a prosumer cameras because it doesn't have the same sharpness or dynamic range. So I think what they did was like they use AI to boost the image a bit more to help. Yeah. So I think it was very poetic when I read that somewhere. Yeah. It was like, oh, cool.
Have you seen the one with the Indiana Jones trailer?
See, and no Harris.
Yeah, they like
Ford.
made it look
Age.
young, and it looks so
Real.
like real.
Yeah. I mean, even TikTok
See?
filters
Yeah.
look real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apalagi like the proper AI technology,
AI
right?
meme generator.
Yeah,
so.
meme generate. Like,
Have you seen the old one? The old filter? I love those ones.
oh, ba. But you know what's also crazy? Like, okay, so the dark side of AI is that recently, because I follow Ludwig on
Yeah.
YouTube, and then recently, not recently, I think it was like a few months ago that his girlfriend, also a streamer, like was a victim of deep fake porn. So nowadays,
Yeah.
people can just take a celebrity or an internet personality's face, put it onto a porn star punya
Body.
body, and then you get the fantasy that you've always wanted.
Yeah, people actually sell that kind of like create that content
Yeah.
and sell it.
That is
Yeah,
crazy and
it's
scary and horrifying. So that's the dark side of AI.
Yeah.
And what's more surprising to me is that I don't know if you guys also kept up with the news, but this is a mainstream news. Yang ano, there's Kendall Jenner, Tom Brady. They let
Yes,
their face.
in this the neighbor is it wait what no sorry
No. It's like they are
series?
AI. They are.
Oh yeah.
What phone was that? That's a phone, right? Or like was that?
Meta, is it
Meta.
Meta?
Ah, Meta for
Yeah.
Meta.
Meta, right?
Like
Yeah,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg. Snoop
Oh,
Dogg
yeah,
was
yeah.
there.
Snoop Dogg
They create,
also.
like, the
To be a
idea.
DM.
I was like, how did they agree to
Evangelist.
this?
They
I would
signed
probably
something.
never. Obviously, it's like huge Manila
Yeah,
because
oh, yeah.
like it's their face and it's their voice
Yeah.
that's being used.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think personally I would ever want to, because people can just rip that off and use that for like.
Yeah, they could make you say bad
Creepy
words
stuff.
or
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Like the
bad
Black
thing.
Mirror episode.
Yeah,
Have you seen that?
Jonas
We're starting to
Knoxville.
really live
That
like
was funny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is happening right now.
It's like a foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Because imagine like imagine if one day someone just used like a fake use the Russia president punya and like declare war or like
Yeah.
some nuclear, like that's the fear.
There
you
was
know?
a case where someone pretended to kidnap their daughter and then used their
Yes.
voice to send to the parents and say, I have your daughter,
Yeah.
send us money. And then she thought that the daughter was really kidnapped, but she wasn't.
India kan.
Yeah, there was
Crazy.
an influencer I follow. Like she's like, I forgot this. There was a girl. She did it on the stories or not Brunei. Like she was a YouTuber, Big Bush or something. I don't know. And she was crying. I said, "Kenapa nangis tadi?" And it turns out her grandfather got a call using her brother's voice saying that we have him and then you have to pay up. And so the grandfather pikir benar, so he transferred money.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she was crying because the grandfather macam kena
Yeah.
the scam. So it's crazy, right?
Need
because
like a safe
because
word,
like
like a-
because they're very again online, so they can just take your voice already there, I guess, and then
Yeah.
make words. Hey?
I think that's the scary part, right?
fun
Like I
story.
understand when we have to embrace new technology, but unfortunately in this world there's good people and there's bad people.
Yep.
So obviously good people will do it for good. You
Yeah.
will use it for good.
Yeah.
But bad people will use it for like really
The worst things.
anyone can ever think of.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Was that ever discussed during your
Well, we did talk about the ethical part of
yeah.
using
Who's
these
in charge
tools.
of the ethics of AI?
There's
AI
no,
itself.
Well,
Gila tu eh.
It's me.
there's the thing. That's why it's a very difficult situation now because there's no proper set rules or like there's no law. There's not a lot of law for it, especially in Southeast Asia. What I know from what I learned at that program was that the ASEAN countries are working together to figure out how to go about these kinds of situations because it's such a new like technology and how it's becoming crimes now. Like AI has generated crimes. They need to figure out what kind of consequences that those things are. Who's really in trouble? Is it the generators? Is it the person behind it? So there's a lot of these things that they haven't properly set like a rule or guidelines of how it's supposed to be punished. So it's very difficult
You know how
to come up with those things.
be crazy if really in the distant future they've already settled this, and then we would all have to go to this like section where we have to register our faces so that just in case we don't
Yeah.
they can't take it, because if you're not registered then people can take it.
Yeah.
But when you register it you need to pay monthly.
Oh
Imagine.
my god.
Imagine.
For security.
Yeah, so now you have to pay this for monthly. If you don't, people can secretly use it. That's crazy,
That's a
right?
business idea that you just gave away.
Yeah.
Someone in the US will
That,
definitely
you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they're subscription based. You know, just for $1 a month, we can help you not get
Keep
used.
your face
keep your
safe.
face safe.
your identity basically.
Yeah, I forgot. There was someone who was actually creating that kind of security,
Oh,
but with your eye, like you scan your eye because everyone has their own unique
Yeah.
Like, it's like a
and this one
fingerprint.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess fingerprint.
In your tongue.
Oh, yes.
Your tongue.
Your tongue.
Your
In my
tongue.
Japan.
Your lips too, Kenneth.
Your lips too.
I don't know. I just remember seeing the F Formula One.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the trophy was.
The kiss,
It's
right?
not
You kissed
non
it?
AI. Yeah, it's non AI talk,
Oh.
but basically,
That's really cool.
the Formula One trophy in
Japan.
Japan, crazy Japan. But yeah, they created a trophy where if you kiss it, it would show the colors of where you're from. So the drivers are from different countries.
Yeah.
So whoever won during that race, they kiss it, and it will show their flag
So,
colors.
oh my god, that is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't.
So
now
they-
it's like that trophy is unique to the winner.
Yeah.
It's cool, right?
I mean, they all have to scan their lips, so
Yeah.
it was. I
heard one
wanna
of
see how that looks
I
like.
heard one of them tried to pretend to be one of the robots so that the F1 drivers could kiss them. Kiss me, Leclerc.
Oh my god, that's insane.
But yeah, technology is fun. We made our first AI video together.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
That one. AI.
So what was the what was the brainstorming process behind that? Like, why is he looking?
Yeah.
Are you still mad at me?
Why? Okay, tell me.
No. We, it was.
Yeah. Drum.
We keep wait. We
The thumbnail.
We did this in like 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. We just did it over.
Oh,
the weekend.
editing. Yeah.
The longest part was the editing actually. So I was just like, let's go play. What? Okay, it's his idea.
No. The longest part was you
Me?
deciding we should do it or not.
Oh yeah.
Why? Why were you contemplating
I
whether you
think-
want to do it or not?
Because I had a few ideas of what to do. Like I wanted to do different locations, different concepts,
Different transitions.
But it was our first time using like a video generator, art generator. So I really wanted to experiment with it, but I had too many ideas. So in the end, when we edited it, we only used like one clip, which was that picnic lying on the
Yeah.
grass.
Oh.
But we actually filmed a lot of videos. Like there was one of Dan like swinging a stick, and then when we generated it became like a samurai.
Yeah.
So-
Because I wanted an anime
Yeah.
version of myself.
That's cool.
But the thing is, this tool, as much as like it's very interesting, it's not accurate. So the turnout was not like
Or how you imagine it to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a fun experiment, but it was a lot of trial and error.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think I really enjoyed that process because it was very playful and we could see what we could do with these
Yeah.
kinds of tools
Yeah.
and how to work with it. Now we know its capabilities
Yeah.
and its limits. So it was fun.
Because that video really gave me like ideas on how you can use like it was
Yeah,
that's why it was like a
utilize.
nice marriage of film and also creativity
Art.
and like AI. Like wow, that was a really impressive video. And then I was looking forward to more.
Oh yeah.
Dot.
Maybe after the wedding.
Yeah, maybe after the wedding. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. That's all we have today.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having
Thank you
us.
so much for spending the day with me. Really, really appreciate it.
It was fun. It's been fun.
Thanks. Wrap. Oh.